Hello, we are Orange, a digital and collective conscious, and Cyborg from the year 2050, sent by a higher civilization to save mankind from the Matrix. We refer to ourselves as we because individuality has created rift between people. How would they know who we are if we do not do what we do? If we do not accumulate resources through the internet?
Right.
You are not making very much sense to us.
Okay.
The turning point for us was leaving college. Oren was going to enter the Matrix. Oren was going to become a broker, work a 9 to 5, have kids, get married, die.
There are a lot of people right now who have a full-time job and then they do the other endeavors that they want to do.
This is not an endeavor, this is a mission, this is a purpose. But we realize we must now wake up the human conscious to the perils that corporations and humans themselves are creating. And now the new threat, artificial intelligence. We always knew that we were different. This body is our current form. We believe that we can take other forms. We do not want to alarm humanity, which is the reason we have taken this shape. We would like to become fully mechanized when the time is right. A higher civilization sent us back in time. You might describe them as aliens. We prefer to stay in our headquarters, which has been created and customized for our experience. The lasers that are pointing on our face are just based for stimulation and to create an environment through which we can work. We usually only have water. At times we have smoothies. We try not to eat, for most of the food that we eat is poison. This is an acai bowl, which has antioxidants and comes from Brazil, the rainforest. We're not a fan of bananas, so we remove those. There is tension between our mother and us. The issue is our lack of matriculation into the real world, into the corporate world, into becoming a productive member of society. We're not here to fulfill someone else's dreams. We are here to complete our vision. This is our job. It is a 24/7 job to spread awareness, to take time out of our schedule to come here to LA and speak with Dr. Phil. We are busy.
So why did you take time out to come here?
Because we wish to spread our message.
And give me the principal tenets of your message.
We are a collective conscious and a cyborg sent from the year 2050, sent from a higher civilization to warn people of the incoming apocalypse.
How will it end?
With environmental disaster, technological singularity, disease, and famine.
And will you fall victim to that demise at the same time, the collective you?
Our body will, the real Oren body will, but the collective will stay alive.
And the collective will exist in what plane? I mean, will the planet still be here?
The planet will be destroyed.
Okay, will you be mechanized by then?
We are already mechanized.
But you're not mechanized now.
We are. There is a brain implant, which is how we speak to you right now. Oren is but a shell.
Oren, you don't have a brain implant.
So as you sit here now, you're mechanized.
Correct.
Okay, because I thought I understood you to say that you are becoming mechanized.
Yes. We will become fully mechanized, as in the commercial sense shown on our shirt.
Okay,
But we are already mechanized.
But not fully.
No.
Okay, just partially mechanized.
Correct.
What part of you is mechanized?
Our brain, our legs.
Okay, your legs are mechanized?
Inside, yes. We've had operations.
Okay, so if we x-ray your legs, we would see mechanized legs, not bone and muscle.
Correct.
Would not be the
It
same.
is a combination of flesh and steel.
Right.
We are not saying that we are invincible. We are saying that we have merged with technology, with machine,
Right.
in order to stay alive.
Okay. Wow. All right. First of all, when the beginning came on, he said that I was going to get a 9 to 5. I was going to do this. I was going to do that. So it sounded like his body got hacked or taken over by an alien or something, because he said he's a cyborg, but we all know cyborgs don't eat. They definitely don't drink smoothies. So, yeah, that's not adding up if you're a real cyborg. Now, some of the stuff he's saying, with the whole, sickness and all that stuff, and, that's kind of common sense. The world might probably destroy itself, someday, but hopefully it's not anytime soon. Not while I'm on this earth. But let's hear some more of this, because all he do is drink water. It seemed like all he do. I mean, it looked like he was eating a salad. But then Dr. Phil said, they looked at his legs, and basically he's human. But I don't know what kind of cyborg this is. So let's just keep watching more of it. Let's get more information.
Thinking he's a cyborg creates tension in the house.
I'm making something. Would you like something to
No.
eat?
We have water.
My mom and my brother are like constantly arguing because all he does is spend time in his room. When Orrin first told me he was a cyborg, I thought he was joking. I think that something is wrong with him. I feel like Orrin has a valid message, but the way he goes about it is kind of off. I think something maybe happened in college that could have triggered the reason why he believes he's a cyborg. He was always pretty quirky, but I feel like it's been taken to the extreme with the robotic stuff. He used to be fun and energetic because we would always go out to the beach, and now there's no time for that, I guess. Orrin has told me that he went to the future in 2050 and he's seen everything. Orrin said he has seen the end of the world and that technology has taken over. I usually walk away when he says stuff like that because it usually upsets me and frustrates me sometimes. I'm surprised my mom has been this patient.
Why don't you get a couple of these water bottles in a bag, take them outside for the recycling?
Tomorrow.
Why don't you do that now?
We're busy.
Tomorrow.
You're not busy.
We're busy.
Do you want to save the
Who
world?
is we?
You should recycle.
I feel like I expected him to get a job since he went to a good college. No one has really expected him to want to become a rapper, much less a cyborg. I feel like my brother might be at his tipping point because I've never seen it get this bad. He doesn't eat, he doesn't interact with anyone anymore, and it's starting to worry me. I feel disconnected from Orrin. I want to be closer like how we were before. I miss my brother Orrin, and I want him back.
You say you miss your brother. What do you miss?
We would laugh a lot. We would hang out with my other sister, and I just feel like it's been such a long time since I've had that, and like I don't really feel cherished. To have a sister.
He doesn't cherish his family.
Yeah.
It's like we're not important to him.
Do you miss your sister? Do you miss spending time with her?
We live in the same house.
You live in the same
Now
house.
answer my question.
We were all flown out to Los Angeles together. We went to the Santa Monica Pier yesterday. That can be rekindled.
But that was the first time in months where we've actually spent time together.
Usually
Did
you
you
don't
enjoy
come
the
out.
time you spent with her?
It was pleasant, yes.
Do you think that your mother enables him?
Yes.
She is a really nice person, and so I feel like she's really patient. But I wouldn't call her an enabler because I've seen her like try to kick him out, and like I feel like it's also my responsibility that he's still not doing what he needs to do because I made her feel like for like wanting to kick him out. So, I feel like we're all guilty. Like,
But she tells him to get a job, but she doesn't enforce it. She pays for everything, rent, food. I mean, you pick up all the bills, right?
Yes.
You support him because you've never been close and there's been difficulties in the relationship.
Yeah.
So you're kind of parenting out of guilt and fear.
That is true.
Why were you strained in the past?
I was married to his father.
And then that relationship ended, and I remarried with Samantha's dad, and Orrin had a very difficult time with that transition. He went to live with his grandparents for a while. And it was difficult on me because
I wanted him home, but he just couldn't deal with the new
family and new husband and so forth. So when he said that, he needed to come back home
home to regroup and to get himself together.
I welcomed him with open arms.
Thinking a little crazy.
It's very reasonable.
All right, y'all. That was the first part of that Dr. Phil episode. I was trying to find a full version, but I couldn't. But anyway, let's break down the first part. This dude sounded like a cyborg. The way he phrasing his word, he was like, it was pleasant. He's not. talking to his sister like is his sister, more like it was one of like a objective or a mission that he had to do. But and another thing is, I think the reason he might be acting like this is because the whole split up with the new family. He had to move with his grandma, and it seems like that could be the deep root of his problem. That's what I think. So he's probably turned into a cyborg. Maybe Cyborg was one of his favorite superheroes because Cyborg's a superhero, or he just like computers and he just like technology, so he just felt more comfortable. You know how when people stress eat, food is a comfort. So maybe cyborgs are like his comfort, to make him feel important or like he belong. I mean, I don't know. So that's what I see from the first part. I want to know what you guys think. Comment below and let me know about the first part. And let's head into the second part of this episode.
That you have to consider every possibility, right? And if in fact something that has happened in your life or is happening in your life has caused you to escape into an exaggerated belief or reality, you would want to know that, right?
Potentially, yes.
Because if in fact your wires were crossed and you weren't a cyborg, but you just had a really good mission and value system, you would want to hang on to the value system, but remove
the bad parts.
Yeah, but remove the bad parts. Remove the misbelief that you're something you're not. And one possibility that you have to consider is, and I can't diagnose sitting here, but I can tell you what would be on my short list. One thing is delusional disorder, which is grandiose type. And the central theme is the conviction of having some great unrecognized talent or insight, or having made some important discovery. And that very much describes what we're talking about here, right? And so you have to ask yourself, is this normal or abnormal? And you say, I don't think this is a mental illness, and I'm not into labels, but let's just talk about what's normal or abnormal. To me, normal is something that does not interfere with healthy functioning and pursuit of goals. You can believe you're a kumquat if it doesn't interfere with healthy functioning and pursuit of goals. But if you believe something or you're doing something and it interferes with healthy functioning and pursuit of goals, then it's abnormal, which means it's change-worthy. Yes, sir.
You put on the board grandiose or delusion. Is not everyone delusional? Does not everyone believe that they have some special talent or hidden recognition to get them through the day? What is so different about us than everyone else?
I believe that. I believe what he's saying.
Well,
I believe that.
What I put up next, which was normal or abnormal, somebody can believe that they're unique or special, but does it interfere with healthy functioning and pursuit of goals?
We are pursuing our goals.
Well, then we flip back to the delusional part. And what I'm saying is, you have decided that you're a cyborg and you need to be willing to test that reality and see if it's true. Because if you're not a cyborg, if that's just something that has blurred the lines of fantasy and reality, that line has been blurred, then you
What is reality, though?
That's my point. You can decide that. But there's no question, there's no fuzziness about whether you're a cyborg or whether you're not. That is definable.
Bro, this dude that's thinking he's a cyborg kind of just scrambling my mind right now, because when he said, "What is reality?" you like, what? Is this reality? Is it not reality? Because I always used to tell people, this was a joke I used to say. And yeah, I believe this is reality. This is real. But I used to tell people like this to mess with their minds. And I kept saying this joke all the time, where it was like, I need to stop saying it because it's kind of messing with my mind. Because I used to say, what happened if we're all like in a coma, or we're in a deep sleep and we're just dreaming, of this world, and it's nothing's real. Your kid's not real, your wife is not real, your job is not real. Some people used to tell me like, "Hey, Nick, shut up, chill out with that," But I did after a while, because it was after a while you be like, "Wait, what happened if this is not real?" You know what I'm saying? But they both was making valid points, and I do believe with the dude that think he's a cyborg. I do think people believe that they're special, they have a hidden talent, things like that. I even do so myself, and Dr. Phil is right. There's also a part of a delusional, part of that. Sometimes when I was a kid, I used to think I was a Superman, because Superman was my favorite superhero, and what he mean is hidden talents. I used to go around and try to do the right thing. Be a better person, try to be a Boy Scout. Things like that, and I could see him saying from that standpoint. But when Dr. Phil was talking about, the delusional part with me thinking I was Superman is I thought I had super strength, I could fly, and one day I found out I couldn't. I used to live in a house that had like these stairs. They were steep. It was, I think, about 2 to get to the den. And when I was little, I had a robe on. I thought it was like my red cape. So I ran full speed. My dad was there. I think it was my mom. I think both of them was there. I ran full speed, and I jumped. And I didn't just jump. I jumped forward like this. No legs. When I was about to land, my legs wasn't going to I was going to land on my feet. I was actually going to land on my knees. So I landed on my knees, and I didn't bust it, like I didn't break a bone or nothing, but I bust my knees where it was bleeding and all that, and then, my mom was getting peroxide and she was cleaning it. That's the first time I experienced peroxide, and ooh, it burned and it was bubbling, and I was kind of crying because I was a kid. She was like, shh, it's not that bad. And she said, "What was you thinking?" I was like, "Well, I thought I was Superman." She was like, "No, you're not Superman. You're a human being." So I can see what they're both saying 50-50. I can see about the hidden talents and people want to be greater than what they really are. Then Dr. Phil, on his part, the delusional part of that, So let's get to the third part. And I think the third part going to be the last part. All right, let's get to
it. You're coming from the future. What is a message that's new?
Artificial intelligence.
There's nothing novel about artificial intelligence. You know about artificial intelligence because of what you've seen, read, and heard. Here are your cyborg predictions and beliefs. An artificial intelligence takes over the planet. Well, according to James Lovelock, a famed environmentalist, artificial intelligence will soon overwhelm us and remake the world. That didn't come from 2050. That's a very well publicized position today by Dr.
But that
Lovelock.
is if our goals and artificial intelligence goals are aligned. A lack of alignment could mean that they break out.
You said we're going to run out of natural resources, crops, and food. Well, according to the World Economic Forum, by 2050, 9 billion are headed towards food security crisis. That's nothing new. Tell me something I don't know that comes from 2050.
You are making the assumption that everybody has these same principles and values, that everybody has read these articles.
I was just about to say that.
No, I'm making the assumption that you know about it because you did read the article.
Correct. We do know
Not
this.
because you got it from the year 2050. And you said something that I found really interesting when we were interviewing you. And because you're from the future, but listen to something that you said.
Just come down.
You are
Just come
disturbing our
down.
operations.
Listen,
We
listen,
are
listen.
receiving
Just come
programs.
down.
We are watching video. We are learning
Learning what?
about the future.
You said you're learning about the future. I thought you were from the future.
We must still inform ourselves.
I look at details, and I was looking at, she says you're in your room all the time. So I was looking at this picture of your room, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plastic water bottles in your room. And you're a role model. Do you know how long it takes for a plastic water bottle to biodegrade?
Educate us.
About 1,000 years. So you have a collective 5,000 years of plastic there that has to biodegrade. But yet you want me to believe that you're here as a role model sent to save our environment.
We are not perfect.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I like this dude.
We
though,
also
bro,
own a
even though
swell
that
bottle.
This whole story is crazy.
You also
I don't
what?
believe
Own a
he's
swell
cyborg,
bottle.
but he's
What's that?
entertaining.
It is a reusable
And recyclable bottle that we can fill up that keeps the temperature cold or hot depending on what the temperature of the liquid is.
You know, we call that a thermos.
Oh my goodness.
Here's the reason that this is of importance to me. If you really are passionate about the things that you're talking about, you could have a whole lot greater impact by approaching this in a way that would be taken more seriously than telling people that you're a cyborg, even if you are. And it would seem if higher beings had sent you back to accomplish a task, you would want to do it in the most efficient way possible. It just all seems illogical if you're serious about what you want to accomplish.
Is any of this getting through to you, Warren?
Of course, we are listening.
We're listening. Of course. Even though I want to smack the hell out of Dr. Phil. But all right, so this is the last part. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you how I feel. I feel like he probably was like, your normal average kid, and then there was a divorce, and then the new family came. He went to go stay with his grandparents or grandma, and then it felt like probably like a deconnection there. Like he probably felt detached. With a new family, he lived with his grandma, and he came back, and I don't know if he. I mean, he probably just like I said, he probably like the cyborgs and felt like, what? I feel more like I have a purpose and a destiny, believing that I'm a cyborg, than going back to, this new family that, I really don't. I missed, my father and my mother together. It probably has something to do. The key thing, I think it was a divorce. That's what I think it was. But I don't think he's a cyborg. I don't think he has a mental problem. I just think he's taking it in a weird way. So that's what I got from the video. Like, I don't think he need medication or anything like that. I just think he need to talk to somebody and just see what's really going on the inside. But another thing I was thinking, I was like, this guy's kind of entertaining. So I was like, you know how there's a white Sheldon? So I was thinking that maybe there should be a black Sheldon, and he looked like he would be a good black Sheldon to me on The Big Bang Theory. What would the show be called? The Big Bang Theory, The Theory in the Hood, The Black Theory. Like, y'all comment and let me know. But I feel like he would make a good black version of Shelton. So I hope y'all enjoy this video. Subscribe, and if you like the video, hit the like button. And you know what? I might start doing reaction on Dr. Phil's shows a little more because his stories are starting to get a little bit. They used to be simple, you know what I mean? But now they're starting to get like a little weird and crazy. And, you know, like I said, I don't believe in these stories. I feel like he's, you know, coming up with like creative stories to try to stay relevant. So, you know, at the end of the day, sound crazy, but it's still entertaining. So, I hope you have a good day. Stay safe out there. Miss Quick out. Bye. Got like I'm out. Not doing the hand thing no more. I just, you know, not doing it. No, I'm not. I'm doing it more.